Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, CCX here. Welcome back to Mega Man 1 for the NES. In the last episode, we ended up taking out Cutsman, Gutsman, and the wonderful Bomb Man. And now in this part, we're gonna go fight ourselves Electman, which is kind of most people's most difficult robot master to face in Mega Buster only, because of the fact that his Elect Beam could kill you in 3 shots. You can kill him in 3 shots with his weakness, but he can also kill you in 3 shots with his weakness. Kind of a fair trade, you know? He's kind of one of the only few bosses that might actually literally give you a difficult time. So, yeah. Sorry for the lack of uploading for this, but since things are changing a bit, I kind of already established it on my Twitter, so that's why this hasn't been uploaded consistently. Don't worry though, this is going to be continuing. Would I be doing the entire series? It'd be kind of interesting to do. Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably won't be able to do 8, because, you know, lack of it, I guess. Mega Man and Bass. Mega Man and Bass is a different beast. I played Mega Man and Bass, and yeah, it's a game, and it has who the hell am I kidding? The level design for Mega Man and Bass is not really that good, in my honest opinion. It's a bit odd, but we'll get to that once we cross that road. But anyways, in Electman stage, you're essentially climbing up a giant tower. I like to think it has a power plant, considering with all the electricity that's in the area, but I wouldn't really know. This could just probably be just anything, to be honest. But you got these enemies here, those disc enemies, that you can only kill them if you're using, I think, Rolling Cutter, which is what the move we have, Elect Beam. Oh, before I continue, this item here is mandatory. If you miss this item, you won't be able to go and complete the final area of the game. That is the Magnet Beam. The Magnet Beam. Magnet Beam. Is it Magnet? Is it Magnet? Yeah, it's Magnet Beam. It allows you to create your own platforms. Now, the thing is that the game doesn't really tell you what the crap this chip is, so I'm not even sure if the manual even tells you what it is. And the thing I kind of don't like about these sections is because, you know, you're climbing on a very... Mega Man climbs very slowly upwards, so it's a bit difficult in trying to avoid these electrical currents that are coming out. I mean, yeah, you just have to time it, but it's still pretty annoying when you get knocked down and then you have to do all that nonsense all over again. It's annoying. It's all I can say. But yeah, the Magnet Beam is mandatory. You need it for the final area of the game, or else you won't be able to complete it. Now, funny enough, everybody who probably has played Mega Man has probably had that sort of problem where they played it the first time and completely nullified the Magnet Beam altogether because of the fact that the game doesn't really... It's one of the only few items that you kind of need, and mind you, Mega Man, in the other installments of Mega Man, they kind of don't really do that all that well, and they just have like these specific items in hidden locations. Hell, sometimes those rare items are very non-situational because you don't really need to use them. But essentially what we're doing here, once we get up top of here, I'm just going to say this now that I get myself wrecked by Electman because, you know, I'm a noob at Mega Man. But anyways, you essentially want to make contact damage with Electman. But the way how I'm making contact damage is not really that great because I was trying to avoid getting zapped. So I was trying to make contact damage, trying to hug Electman, trying to make him and me be one, but that didn't really bode well because he said no. He essentially just said no. He's like, Mega Man, I'm sorry. I need to kill you. But yeah, remember, if you get hit 3 times with Elect Beam, you die. If he gets hit by Rolling Cutter, he dies. Just take that to the fate of heart, people. But once you've actually beaten Electman, the rest of the Robot Masters kind of just fall down like dominoes. And that's essentially how Mega Man is that once you've gotten a weakness from an enemy, they all start falling like dominoes. It's basically something that's happened in practically almost all the installments. And just look at that. Look how much health that one elect beam took. If I would have gotten hit again, I probably would have died. But luckily I didn't. So, kudos, I guess. But anyways, time to head on to the next Robot Master, which is Iceman. Yeah, I know, you're probably wondering, Iceman? How is Iceman weak to elect beam? I don't know. They kind of messed that up, I guess, in all honesty. Like, Rock, like, Gutsman being the weakness to Cut Man makes sense, because Rock beats scissors. Bomb Man, you don't really need a weakness for him, considering. And his, Bomb Man's weakness is Fireman. And I can understand Bomb Man's weakness because, you know, he's Bomb Man, so you're igniting his fire, his bombs, I mean. So yeah, there's that. And for Iceman, I don't get how. I guess it's because they're going for the refrigerator pun. You're kind of overcharging his circuits. I don't know. I'm reading too much into these weaknesses of these robot masters. And here is the infamous, or I should say, well, yeah, the infamous thing that is in every, and I mean every single Mega Man game to date, because I'm praying that they will make another one, but these are called the disappearing block puzzles, which essentially the blocks go in a set pattern, and you have to be able to memorize it. If you are unable to memorize it, well, then you'll be here forever. You can, however, use the elect beam to go ahead and cross the gap, because there's like 2 different platforms that you can create with the elect beam. There's the, I'm about to show it right now, there's the extended one where if there is no wall, it will go as far as you hold the shoot button, which is the A button. Or is it the B button? I don't really remember. It's one of the shoot buttons. So when you hold the shot button for a long period of time, you'll create a longer platform. But if it's a wall that's near it, it's gonna make a slight platform for you to jump on, and you know, vice versa. And you're gonna need to know this for when you get to the last area of the game. But just remember to hold the button when you're creating the platform. In fact, here you can actually avoid this enemy if you use the magnet beam, but to magnet beam, I keep calling it magnet beam. I don't know what the hell. I guess I'm thinking of something else, but he's actually giving me a nice pattern, because he's actually quite difficult to not only defeat but also take forever to time the jump, and that's kind of a problem. But then what are you gonna do? Anyways, Iceman here, he takes three shots to kill with elect beam, and bada boom. Funny enough, I actually did that without getting hit. I'm proud of myself. Also, those items, I kind of like to think that they're probably like the remains, but nah, that would be kind of morbid. I guess like that's supposed to indicate that you got the power up, like that emblem that drops down. Because I guess did Mega Man come out before or after Castlevania? Because if that's the case, then it's probably going for like the reference of the orb dropping down. I'm pretty sure that's probably not what they were going for, but I kind of like to think that, because in the original Castlevania, and in any of the Castlevanias anyways, that's not Symphony of the Night and onwards, they always have like the orb that drops down. I'm not sure if any of the 3D games kind of do the whole orb animation. Like, I know Symphony of the Night has it when it comes to like the life, when the life or the heart power-up comes down. I know that, but I'm not sure if any of the others do that, because I know in Dawn of Sorrow it kind of doesn't do that, even though the red soul kind of does remind me of the orb. But anyways, we are in Fireman stage, and Fireman stage is pretty straightforward. It's not vertical at all, so you're not really worried too much about it. You're just going all the way right, and you got these random fire pillars and these fire enemies that go up and then come down slowly. Other than that, they're relatively not that hard to avoid. But, you know, since this is an NES game, it's prone to slowdown, so a lot of things being done on screen will kind of really cause a major hellhole in this area. So, you want to be careful. Now, these lava pools, they're really difficult to avoid, because trying to time it is, like, almost impossible, because you will always get hit. So, what you want to do is put the magnet beam in that wall, and you can be able to climb it. In Mega Man Power Up, they have the design of the magnet beam a little bit better, since, you know, it's an updated Mega Man 1. Because the thing is, they do have Mega Man 1 imported inside Mega Man Power Up, but the thing is that it has the Power Up style, so you actually essentially will see magnet beam actually looking like a magnet beam, like an actual beam, I should say, and that's actually pretty cool. I like that they managed to update that. But this is our last robot master, Fireman, which I mistakenly called him Torchman. I think I called him Torchman because I think there's an actual, because I know there's Flame Man in 6, and is there, do we fight a Torchman? Because I know Heat Man is in 2. So maybe I'm assuming that, you know, his name changes from Torchman to Fireman. Maybe that's the reason why I probably assumed that he was called Torchman to begin with. I guess that's just me overthinking. I don't really know. But anyways, that was a very piss poor fight at Fireman. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, that's actually the end of this episode of Mega Man 1. I'm glad to be back. And yeah. Anyways, I'm glad to be back, and I hope you guys are looking forward to more Mega Man shenanigans. I've been CCX, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Laters!